in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him.
Damn it.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a third down.
The struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Caught Eifert over the middle. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat-out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Leon Hall, the former Michigan man, in on the tackle. 7 yards to go on second down. They come up in an offset eye. Dalton throwing on second down.
Shit.
Oh, get it. Oh, I thought you can't advance a fumble.
Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
And that's complete to LaFell. 9 yards on the play and a first down.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
A first down throw coming for Dalton.
Intercepted.
Picked up by Janoris Jenkins. And they're going to
he had a move on him with that fucking guy caught right back up to him. God damn it.
Now getting set to start the third quarter. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that
what the fuck?
Man complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Oh, fuck that up.
Nice carry there of 15 yards.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and they ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Down to the 25. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Now Manning. A dump off to Vereen. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
Similar to his brother, Eli Manning is not a very mobile quarterback. But when you just need a yard or 2 and run a quarterback sneak, he's a tough guy. He'll duck his head in there and pick up the necessary yardage.
Now this time, Manning will throw. And this one is incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's got this one down to the 10. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. So on 4th down, out the kicker in a big spot here.
Yeah, I might have.
And Brown able to pull through.
Man.
And that'll
Tried
push the lead up to
miss
13
that.
to nothing. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
Now Brown, after the made field goal, gets set for the kickoff. This is taken at the 3. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. They send Green to the left on his own. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got his man. It's Eifert. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. A good start there on 1st down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
The pass. Brandon LaFell, his intended target, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game. And I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
Here's Dalton. It's caught. Left side, Brandon LaFell. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Damon Harrison in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Second down, Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sand. Jason Pierre-Paul.
The guy that doesn't have a thumb.
Get him, and this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. He's going to let this thing go deep. He's got a man. Complete. A gain of 39 that time. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And it pops free. The collision
You
there
dirty
turned the
bitch.
ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Passing, it's Dalton. And this one's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Play action here with Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd down. And quickly, they get to the line.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is what all teams go through.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
2 minutes, they get timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, you think about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted. So many things to go through.
And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. That'll be their 2nd, so 1 more chance to stop the clock here, and we'll be back. And to give this time to the tailback. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the stick.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might...
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Second down, 9 yards to go. Now a handoff here to his running back.